Friday night, chopsticks and East Coast uni. So a few weeks ago, or whenever it was last, I had West Coast uni, which I do believe is a little bit creamier than East Coast uni. This does have a creamy look to it. I'm not going to pan the camera. Most people probably be sort of turned off by how uni even looks. I'm going to pair it with 4 wines today. I love doing tastings like this when I'm pairing one of a decadent type of food with various different wines. I believe these are all very different. There's 2 French and 2 Italian, but all from very different areas. I'll talk about them each individually. And what was there? Something I wanted to mention. No, I'm forgetting. Well, regardless, it's going to be a sparkling and 3 whites. I will start with a wine I've already had open. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I had halibut before. I was going to do this as an appetizer. Now I'm doing my uni as dessert here. First wine I'm going to have it with is a Greco di Tufo, San Fiudi di San Gregorio 2019. So an indigenous white grape out of, I'm going to forget the area. I forget which region does Greco di Tufo. I think Campania. If I'm not mistaken, it's Campania. I don't have my map with me right now. But I had it with my halibut and it was good. It's actually at a good white wine temperature. A lot of white flowers. I get unripe and ripe apples, unripe and ripe pears. It was a great wine. Really, really paired well with this halibut that I had. Let's see how it goes with uni here. Could be a little bit more chilled here, but East Coast uni is definitely more briny. Definitely not as creamy. It's a little, dare I say, meatier. Still delicious. It's okay with that. There's more of a ocean flavor here, and I'm wondering if I just need something with a, I mean, it's got decent acid. I wonder if the sparkling is going to be the best pairing. I should probably save that for last. Next one is a Sancerre, Old Vine Sancerre 1947. I had this Sancerre on camera from Prince of Corsica. This is the best Sancerre I've ever had. Not the best Sauvignon Blanc I've ever had, but the best Sauvignon Blanc from the region in Loire called Sancerre. I think it's fantastic. I think it had a viscosity to it that I don't always get in the Sancerre. It doesn't smell overly grassy, but I can absolutely tell it's Sauvignon Blanc. Let's try it with some uni. That's a better matching. That works really well. Oh yeah. That brings out a little, almost adds a little like a saltiness, salinity to it all. It was good. So here's a white wine I just discovered. And it's from Barolo. From Piedmont. It actually says Barolo on it. So from the Barolo region, their Thona is the alternate name to the Timoroso grape, 2018. It's supposed to be a full-bodied white wine. I could tell by the color it's got a little bit of a deeper color. I've never had this before. Didn't know much about it. Did a little bit of research. This is a $50 bottle, so very expensive when it comes to a white here. Oh yeah, and that smells totally different. It's a little bit of an aged character to it, 2018. It's a marzipan. It's a waxiness. A little bit of a rubber petrol thing going. Almost like Riesling. I would definitely be confused that this is possibly Riesling. On the nose, without a doubt. That's what I would be confused about. I want to taste it first before having it with the uni, since I've never had this. It definitely is more mouth coating. You would not know on the palate this is Riesling. The acidity is not nearly searingly high. It's definitely medium plus bodied for a white. It's good. I don't know if it's $50 good. I think I'd have to really work with it more. Let's see how it is with uni. No, not. It's fine. Kind of like the Greco, but it really is not complementing it. Almost clashing with it a little bit. I think what I really want with this is searing high acidity and a freshness that's bringing out the uni flavor. There's nothing wrong with those pairings, but it's just not ideal. So the sake works really well with this too, and the Sancerre worked great. I don't have any sakes right now. So, fourth wine, it's a sparkler. Domaine Barme Bouschet Cremant d'Alsace. Cremant from Alsace, and I'm pretty sure there's Pinot Gris, Pinot Gris, Pinot Auxerrois. Looks like Chardonnay. $24. Remember the last time I had this, I really liked it. So. Yeah, it's got like a good acidity to it. I think it's going to work. Let's see. Oh yeah. It definitely works with the sparkler. Sparkler and the Sancerre, definitely my two favorites with this. I think the Greco and the Timoroso work, to just not ideal. I think those would be better with other meals. Fish for sure with the Greco, it would great with the halibut. What would this Timoroso go with? I'm not 1000% sure. It's a bigger, fuller bodied, sort of what Chardonnay would go with. I think it's a good alternative to Chardonnay, but very different than Chardonnay. This is a great dessert. This East Coast uni absolutely tastes like the ocean. The West Coast uni isn't as pungent on the palate and is creamier. It looks messier, but it tastes cleaner. This just has more of a briny ocean flavor, for sure. I didn't know about East Coast, West Coast until maybe a few years ago of uni. And then watching the documentary Delicacy, so. Thinking what else would really pair white with sake for sure would work. So acidic, so can be sort of neutral-ish compared to these, which have some florality and some other maybe competing flavors with the uni. What you want is something to accentuate the uni's flavor, or just enhance it, complement it, not overpower it. Stand up to it, but don't overwhelm it. Which is a lot to say. A lot to do. This one's perplexing to me a little bit. This, yeah, gosh, it smells like Riesling. Not exact. I really didn't expect it to smell this so close to Riesling, and then on the palate, A little Riesling-esque, but fuller bodied. I don't think I would. I definitely wouldn't buy this bottle again for $50. I'm glad I'm trying it, but it just needs a better food pairing. And I think now I got the uni in my mouth, and it's just clashing. It clashes with that. This is a great sparkler. This sparkler's fantastic. I love this one for $24. It says, you know, Brut no dosage. You could tell it's just bone dry. Bone dry, exactly what I want. Crisp, acidic. And it doesn't have the complexity of champagne. But this might be my favorite Cremant. Pretty sure. To date. Yeah. I really like this one. Say Cremant on it? Yeah, Cremant sauce. Just making sure. I certainly got more uni this time. This price was half what the West Coast was, and for the West Coast, I think I got 100 grams. I think this is 200, so double for half the price. So really a 4-to-1 ratio. So it just tells you either how popular West Coast uni is, or just how much of a higher demand and grade it is. And it does. I could tell the difference now. I think if I had them side by side, that would be really cool. West Coast and East Coast uni next to each other, and with all these wines, that maybe one day, but still, just getting uni and spending that kind of money on something that's just very much just delicacy, not even really as much an appetizer as it is just something that really, it's like having a few nuts with a beer or a few pretzels with a beer. You're not really using it as a meal or filling it up. And of course, those are horrible examples. Peanuts and pretzels are nowhere close to the delicacy of uni and the prestige and the price. Although there's probably more people that like peanuts and pretzels than uni. It's absolutely an acquired taste. That time I got a little metallic. That time it clashed. I don't know why. Some of my favorite foods or delicacies is obviously uni. There's foie gras, there's bone marrow, oysters. I feel like there's something else and I'm just blanking on it, but I do like escargot, although most escargot I've had is heavy in garlic and butter. It's very difficult to really get what does that escargot really taste like, because it's so saturated in butter and garlic. Delicious, for sure, but masked by all those flavors. I'd say foie gras, bone marrow, uni are my favorite types of, and Kumamoto oysters, sort of my favorite appetizers that barely fill you up, but have a decadence to them. Have the rest with the sparkler. Well, I'm approaching 15 minutes. I think there's nothing else to really say or do here. A few more bites. Finish it with the sparkler. Another fun little tasting here with East Coast uni. Definitely a little more difficult to pair because there's a ocean flavor here and a more pronounced flavor of ocean and fish than the West Coast. So the West Coast was easier to pair. All right, that's it.